While the addition of a new goalkeeper, some midfield reinforcements, and a potential replacement for Takahiro Tomiyasu are all additions that will strengthen Arsenal, new attackers must remain the priority this summer. For example, although they ultimately finished last season without a title to their name, Mikel Arteta's side secured second place in the Premier League and reached the semi-finals of the Champions League. However, there is every chance they could have found themselves lifting at least one of those trophies had they added some quality to the front line last summer, or even in the winter. Fortunately, the club seem intent on adding more firepower to the team, with recent links to Ollie Watkins and another international who could be his dream teammate. Arsenal target dream teammate for Watkins. The first link to Watkins this year appeared in the winter window, when it was revealed that Arsenal had made a surprise £40 million offer, which Aston Villa turned down. Mega money deals, controversial moves, and big-name flops. This is the home of transfer news and opinion across Football Fancast. Since then, murmurs of the Gunners' interest in the Englishman persisted in the background, but they remained nothing more than that until quite recently. However, earlier this week, reports reveal that the North Londoners had once again been in contact with the player who would love to play for the club. Given his ability and record against Arteta's men, picking up the former Exeter City gem could prove to be great business. And what could make it even better are the links to someone who could create an unreal partnership with him. Rodrigo. Yes, according to a recent report from The Athletic, Arsenal have maintained their intense interest in the Real Madrid star. What's more, the report claims that the Gunners have been in talks with the Brazilian camp and that the Spanish giants would be willing to sell him this summer. The report makes no mention of the potential cost of the former Santos gem. But according to stories from earlier this summer, the final price might be around £85 million. It would be a lot of money to spend on one player, but given Rodrigo's ability and potential, it'd be money well spent for Arsenal, especially as he'd be a dream teammate for Watkins. Why Watkins would love Rodrigo? Now, there are fundamentally two reasons why Watkins would love playing alongside Rodrigo at Arsenal, and the first is his output. For example, even though the Brazilian international has been played out of his preferred left-wing role for much of the last two seasons for Los Blancos, he has remained a dangerous asset for them. Since the start of the 23-24 campaign, the world-class superstar, as dubbed by Luka Modric, has scored 32 goals and provided 20 assists in 105 appearances, totaling 7,225 minutes. In other words, the 33-capped international has averaged a goal involvement every 2.01 games, or every 138.94 minutes across two seasons. Just imagine the sort of numbers the Villa ace, who racked up 31 goal involvements in 54 games last season, could produce with someone as effective as the real ace alongside him. Finally, on top of the output, the 24-year-old would be a dream teammate for the Torquay-born poacher, as he has already reached the peak of club football. Not only that, but he has also played an essential role in Real winning the Champions League and La Liga. So, he'd have the mentality to help the Gunners finally get over the line as well, and in turn, help the Villa star pick up his first piece of major silverware. Ultimately, while it wouldn't be cheap, Arsenal should do all they can to sign Watkins and Rodrigo this summer, as together, they could provide the fire Arteta's side have been crying out for.